Welcome back everyone, Monty here from IG, and we are going to talk about the dashboard today. So this is where we left off last time, and when you log in, you'll go to the dashboard, but let's say you want to go to the dashboard from here. So how exactly would we do that? Well, you go to the top, right over there, don't go to logout, you go to My IG, and you click on that. That is going to take you directly to the dashboard. And as we discussed in the first video, you're going to see a lot of your accounts over here. Up top, you'll see it says fund your account. But let's go to the very top. You'll see the inbox. Let's click on that. That's if you have any messages there. If you click on community or academy or help, it'll take you out to a separate site. And there you can take a look at the webinars. You can take a look at what's available in terms of information. And well, help is help. Click on that, you can go back to your account or you can log out, but let's stick with the dashboard. And over here, you can see it says at the top, fund your account. We don't need to do that now, so we're going to dismiss. And in my case, you can see that I've got a CFD account, I've got a MetaTrader account. This is a demo account, so and the others are test accounts, so you don't need to worry about it. You can open the platform from there. So you'll notice I have a CFD and MT4 account, but what if I don't have an MT4 and I want to add one? Well, in this case, what you can do is here you can add an account. You could add another CFD account, by the way, a sub account if you want to have more than one account. But if you want an MT4 account, you apply for one, you go over here, you click I agree, and you click finish. In my case, I already have it, so there's no need for me to request a new one. So that's where you would go if you want to add an account, whether it's a CFD account, an MT4, and depending on your region, you might have other ones as well. So you also have other items like live prices, analysis, the academy, the community, and webinars down there as well. So for this next part, let's go to settings first. That's where I want to start. We are going to get to live and demo accounts. And here there are a number of items. I'm not going to go through all of them in detail, but you can change your username, your password. If you don't want to receive certain marketing communications, such as trading ideas and stuff, you can subscribe or unsubscribe. Of course, those of you who want to get the daily market or weekly market reports or want to unsubscribe from those, that's a different process, but in the future they will be visible from here as well. So let's move on. You got personal details, your default account. This is interesting because if you want your default account to be CFD or MT4, but more importantly, when you log in, do you want to log into the dashboard or do you want to go to the platform directly? Sometimes you only have one account or you always want to go to that one account. If that's the case, you just, again, you go to new trading platform, you click on that, you save your preference. Next time around when you log in, it'll go directly to your charts. It'll go directly to log you into the platform. So don't forget settings, default account, new trading platform, save preferences, and you're good to go. We also have rollovers for those of you who, this is regards to the futures account. So if you want your rollover to be enabled so that it moves on to the next contract the next month, or if you don't want to, this is where you would go ahead and enable or disable it. You click on whichever one you want and you submit. For those of you who've been asking about ProReal time, this is where you'd activate it. Under settings, you go to active ProReal time for live accounts. You click accept. But keep in mind, there's no extra cost if you transact at least 4 times in a given month. However, if you don't, there is going to be a $40 monthly fee. And in this case, ProReal time is enabled. Voila, you're all set. Here you can disable or enable depending on which ones you want. You might say, well, I don't want it for the MT4 account. I just want it for the CFD account. That's fine. Now it's just enabled for the CFD. And if in this case, let's go ahead and disable it though. So now you know where to go if you ever want to activate ProReal time. Let's move on to the next. I'm going to start with demo accounts, and that's because I've got transactions there. We did a few of them in some of the previous videos, and you can see the equities there, open P&L, everything, all the items are there. We only have one account and the funds, but if you want to deposit funds for a demo, you can deposit almost as much as you want. There is a limit, but you can pretty much deposit. So let's say I want to make it $38. Let's make it $20,000 even. So let's deposit $38, and you can do this within the platform as well for demo accounts. We'll show you live in a second. So let's take a look at history. This is also again available in live, but I don't have any trades there. So this is the reason why we're going to do it from here. You click view history, you go down and you can see all the trades that you've had. You can also download the history and you can open it in Excel. This is important if you guys want to go through your trades with more detail, run certain strategies in terms of timing or P&L. And also there's also statements. So you can open the current statement for this account. It comes as a PDF and it'll show you the account summary in US dollar, your position summary, close positions, and so on and so forth. So with that in mind, let's move on. I mean, this is for demo accounts. Let's move on to live accounts. And here, of course, there's going to be more details, but first thing you want to do, you want to make sure you're looking at the right account. If you have more than one account, sub accounts and a MetaTrader account, then that's what's going to show up. So in this case, I've got 0 for both, so it doesn't matter. Again, these are test accounts, but this is where you would find that information. Also, like with the platform, you'll see your margins and your P&L and your equity, your transactions, your past activity, also profit loss breakdown. And for those of you who want to deposit funds or you want to withdraw funds, your card and bank details, or if you want to transfer funds between one account and another. It could be that you've got money in both CFD and MT4 and you go, I want to transfer from CFD to MT4. This is where you would do it. Now it's 0 to 0, so there's nothing to transfer here, but if there was, this is where you would do it and transfer from one account to another, depending on what you want to trade, depending on which platform you prefer. And of course there's history, which in this case there's no history, but if you had a history, this is where you can go ahead and pull it up, just like we did in the demo account. And statements as well. You can list your previous statements. Click on that and the PDF will show up, and this is for my live account. It's a test account, but it's a live account, and you can see the amount in dollars, the position summary, and the closed positions, and so on and so forth. So pretty clear stuff. And what we're going to do next is this is a different account, but under live accounts there's something called Trade Analytics Beta. Now I'm pulling this one up because I do have this one, I haven't done any trades on this previous one. So I'm pulling up this other test account. So don't worry about the numbers there. It's a test account, but the reason why we're pulling this up is so that you can see how this works. And you may not have received it just yet in your region, but it will be available soon. And that's the reason why we want to go through it now. So Trade Analytics, it's the beta version right now. It's still work in progress, but it's got some very interesting items to look at, whether it's a cumulative P&L. But I really like this section down here. We'll start with the profit loss ratio, and you click on learn more. It'll tell you what it does. It measures the performance of your trading strategy. So it gives you an example. If your average profit was 600, your average loss is 200, then your profit loss ratio would be 3 to 1. So in this case, we have a profit loss ratio of about 2 to 1. We also have your win rate. How often do you win? How often do you lose? Because it's not just a question of how much you lose for winning and losing, but how often do you win versus your loss. And you can see over there, in this case, it's a test account at 70%, which in turn will give you your return rate, which is your win rate times your profit over loss ratio plus 1. Again, these are details you can go in more depth when you take a look at this item. But I really like this one right over here, which is average hold time for winning trades and average hold time for losing trades. A lot of times we have a tendency to hold on for winning trades for a very short period of time, whereas with losing trades, we hold on to it for days, if not weeks, if not months, waiting for it to retrace back up. And that certainly affects our risk reward. That certainly affects our psychology of trading as well. So it's important to note these things. In this case, the time holding a losing trade was actually less, but usually it's the other way around. And that means that if you're seeing a very big time for losing trades, you might want to fix that. It also tells you what your best market is. So if you're trading multiple markets, or you want to know if you're doing better in Euro USD compared to gold, it'll tell you what your best and worst markets are. Down here, you have each of your trades. It'll tell your average profit, your average loss. You can increase the rows as well, but let's you put the markets. You've got your true P&L, number of profitable trades, number of trades total, your win rate, in this case 3 out of 3. So, and it'll give you a return rate at the end as well. So I really like this section over here, though. This is really nice, and it's always good to see how you're doing. If there's something you don't understand, just learn more. You'll have a better idea of how it works. But I really do urge you guys to give this section a shot. And some of you might go, well, okay, I've done a lot worse in the past, but I want to see how I'm doing more recently. Well, if that's the case, instead of going 2018 to date, you can just go last month. Now, there are no trades on this account, but you could do that and say, okay, last month, how did I do over the past 30 days? Am I improving? Are those ratios going up? So that's it with regards to the dashboard. Do hope you tune into the next videos from all of us here at IG. Thank you so much for watching.